Right, here's the office. Now, as you can see, I've got the drawer out and I've got the desk has actually pulled out because that actually goes back in. It's got two flaps on either side to extend it out. It's also got another tray here that falls out. Not sure what that was actually for. That's also a light in here. And when I got it, they were about to remove this light from the cabinet. I smacked his hand and I said, don't touch it. It's a very useful little swing out lamp that goes on the desk that I can actually see to do my modelling on. As you can see, it's quite a lump, but there's more. Let me just turn this around here and drop it down. As you can see here, oops, these are the doors, as well as this. Now, this is what I was on about. There's this thickness of door, which typical. Oh, it's under my nose. Typical, isn't it? You can't find something, but when you find it, it's right. It was been under your nose all the time. Right, the door's a 9-inch depth of the door. The cabinet itself is 1 foot. That's 12 inches. So that's 1 foot 9 inches deep for the whole cabinet. All that weight was resting on that little tongue. That is the bottom of this cabinet, and all that weight was on that little tongue. Now, while it was standing around, it was probably okay. But when it got hit on the doorstep, because literally it was like that on the doorstep when it hit, and it shattered it. So that's why I've had to replace it. As you can see, the manufacturer's done quite a good job. They've put a piano hinge on the doors, so that's supported all the way down. Although it's actually now, as you can see, it's a bit rusty. I might have to put a wire brush over it. It's supposed to be brass. It's finished in brass, but it's gone rusty. So we know it's a steel hinge that's brass coloured. I may replace that with a proper brass hinge, or maybe go to a proper steel hinge without the coloration. I don't know yet. That's still to come. A lot of the fittings, again, they're slightly bent up and they're a bit rusty, so I could really do with replacing them if I can get them. Half the time I go in there now, it's like, oh, we don't make them anymore. Nobody wants those. I do. Yeah, but you're only one person, sir. You know, because some of these hinges are there. This hinge, piano hinge, you can get anywhere. You have to get it in a long length and you cut it to the size you want. This hinge, however, which is, it's actually, it hinges at 3 places. There you go. This type of hinge. You've got a hinge there, you've got a hinge in the middle, and you've got a hinge this end as well. So, to try and find one of these, I think it might be almost impossible to do this one. I'm going to have to wire brush this clean and give it a coat or something to keep it free from rust. Again, as you can see here, it's rusty, and it's supposed to purport to be a brass hinge. Yes, right, okay. So there's also catches like this here, where it goes in and locks in the door. Now, I don't think that's even available anymore. I don't think it's been available since I was born. So some of the stuff will not be able to replace. So I'm going to have to keep what's on there and clean it up. But that's the door. Ooh, they're heavy. I've been just moving them about for you. Show you the bits and pieces on it. That is heavy. So I'll need to get this finished. Now on the top there's rather bad scratches. Now I actually didn't do the top scratches. They've been done in the move. However, on this one, the edge, this edge here, it's raised above the top, is rather scratched. That is my fault. I actually scratched that up. I've had it sitting this side on the floor because the broken end I wanted up in the air, and you'll see how the other end is in a minute. Here's that other divider. Now I've tried it in the slot. The rear half of this fits up to about here. The front end doesn't fit. But actually feeling it now, I think there's some glue on it, so that's going to have to be cleaned up a little bit. So it fits the slot that I've cut in here. And if I pop this on top of this unit here, that matches perfectly with that as a colour. It's a little bit lighter than the bottom shelf that came off, but the outside, that's a perfect match. Most of the inside is actually as well. So for some reason the bottom shelf had a bit more of a red tinge to it. As I said, there's a bit in there. Oh yeah, a nice piece being put in here. I think they finished this with another batch of the coloration, and they didn't match it in properly. So, typical phone's going. I'll see you in a minute. I'm just going to say, be careful when you're working with wood. Well, be careful just working in the workshop. You need to be. We don't want any accidents at all if we can help it. Anyway, that's it for this part. I'll see you soon. Keep safe. Bye for now.